Welcome to the Investors Trading Academy Economic Calendar of the Week. Each week our news analysts review the upcoming economic events that you should be monitoring during the upcoming week. The US non-farm payroll report, released this past Friday, will keep the traders active this week on speculation that the Federal Reserve will increase interest rates in September. Greece will also dominate the week. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras on Friday spurned terms of proposed aid from lenders and delayed a debt payment to the International Monetary Fund, prolonging an impasse that threatens to push Greece into default and out of the Eurozone. Greece is still going to be the major focus, although having bundled its IMF payments together for the end of the month, the government in Athens has bought itself a little more time. US retail sales and Chinese CPI are perhaps the biggest data points for the week to come, as the flood of economic data slows as we move into the middle of the month. China kicks off proceedings on Monday with the release of the import and export data. Exports and imports have continued to decline in recent months, highlighting the slowdown in the Chinese economy. A trade surplus of around $30 billion is expected. On Tuesday, Chinese inflation data is released. There are no signs of inflationary pressure at present. In fact, businesses are experiencing a deflationary environment. In essence, inflation is not going to be a stumbling block for further rounds of targeted stimulus. On Wednesday, the usual weekly data on housing finance activity is released, alongside the monthly estimates of the federal budget. A budget deficit of around $100 billion is expected. On Thursday, Australian unemployment figures will hit the wires. The rate is expected to remain unchanged at 6.2%, while the number of people in work rises by 10,700 from April's 21,900 drop. Keep an eye on the AUD crosses. China's industrial production and retail sales are also focused, as sales are expected to ease back to growth of 9.6% from 10% in April, while industrial production is expected to grow by 6.6% from 5.9% last month. In the North American session, the weekly data on jobless claims is issued, together with retail sales, import and export prices, and business inventories. Economists expect that retail sales lifted by 0.8% in May, or up 0.7% if sales of automobiles are excluded. Finally, to round out the week, Friday in the US, the Producer Price Index is issued, alongside consumer sentiment figures. Economists expect that business inflation was contained with a small 0.4% lift in the PPI. Core inflation is anticipated to lift by just 0.1% in May, and the preliminary reading on consumer confidence is expected to show a lift from 90.7 to 91.5 in June.